Welcome, everyone, to season 4 of Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We are so thrilled to be here. I want to shout out to Kelly, my colleague and cohort. I miss you. I'm so glad we're back. I get to see you more often. How are you?
I'm good. I've missed you too. It's been lonely not having you every week.
It's been an adjustment for sure.
Oh,
And we are so happy, though, that we took a break, everyone. And we've learned from other podcast hosts that that was a good thing to do. That, it's nice to take a summer break. We all have families, we like to spend time with them. But now we're back. We're back for the fall, the season. And we are so thrilled to be with you, our audience members, and our extended family. So if you haven't signed up for our mailing list, please do so at seeingbeyondradio.com. And while you're joining us live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, please share this with others. We'd love to grow our family audience, and we want to welcome all of you to our new season. We are thrilled to be here, Kelly. Yeah.
well, yes, thank you. And please share in the comments if you're online, like where you're from. We love
Oh,
saying
yes.
hello to everybody. And I see Jose. Thank you for showing up, Jose. You're so amazing. We appreciate you. And I have a whole bunch of people that joined on Instagram. Gothic Redhead said hello. Kylie joined us. I can't even read this. Payex joined us. And Mel joined us. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Los Angeles. Gothic Redhead is from Los Angeles. That's great. Hello from Anaheim. And Cheyenne says hello. Welcome, guys. So happy to have you. Oh, Atlanta, Georgia from Deborah.
Hi,
Awesome.
Deborah. Hey, and we have our Instagram folks logging on. We have Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. And Dreesme, thank you for joining us on Instagram. Guys, we are so thrilled to be back. I can't believe it's already been, we're in season 4. This is amazing, Kelly. We have really transformed our program and our podcast, our live internet radio station to really be in service. I know we've taken it to, a higher platform now. We're reaching so many people. We appreciate everyone once again signing up on the mailing list, seeingbeyondradio.com. There's so much work that goes into that website to show all of the past replays and to let you all know what's happening for next week's show, which we have a wonderful special guest next week. Kelly, you want to tell them about
So
your special guest?
excited. We're going to bring AJ Barrera back on the show because we love him and it's that time of the year and he does amazing investigations and EVPs and all the fun stuff that to me I always think of around Halloween time. But it is a year-round thing for him. He loves to do these investigations, but he's also an amazing psychic medium. He's an amazing speaker. He always is so great to talk to because he has such great insight on many different things and beliefs. And I love talking to him and interviewing him personally. What
He's
about
lo
you?
Yeah, he's lovely. I always see him when he's in town or, I never try to miss him because, like you said, he's always so much fun and he's just a great human being. He's good
Yes.
juju, good vibes, good person to hang out with. But great information about the month of Halloween. And he's going to talk about, like you mentioned, EVPs or ghosts or, things that go bump in the night, the
Yeah.
paranormal. So
Yes.
everyone, stay tuned. Come back and see us again next Thursday. Excuse me. And we have that new day. We're on Thursdays now.
Yes.
But come back and see us because AJ talks about ghosts and spirits, and he's got all this electrical equipment that he measures it with. I mean, it's pretty scientific.
Great stories too. He's had some amazing experiences and I can't wait to ask him about it. And of course, I'm trying to get him back to Sacramento again.
Oh, that would be great.
Actually, I'm trying to get him to do a psychic like investigation out
Hmm.
in Virginia City at one of these old it used to be an old brothel years
Hmm.
ago. And they've been on a bunch of ghost investigation shows and you can rent the space for like 8 people, I think, for overnight or 10 people. I don't know how many people, but a lot. And do an investigation on your own and stay the night all night long. And so I want to do that with him and a group of people. I
That's
just think it would be so exciting.
That's incredible. You know, I did an old building, in the South, like you're mentioning. It was not but and those old buildings, by the way, were used for many things because there weren't that many old buildings back in the day, right? So you had a
Right.
brothel, they used it for horse stables, they had it for,
Yes,
a
everything.
hotel, a restaurant, a hospital. So
Yes.
you have a lot of souls or spirits that
Mhm.
gravitate or that, you can sense and feel on these properties. So it's a big deal and it's a very healing at the same time. So
Yes.
and it's a little, eerie sometimes because you do feel it like
Feel
electricity or energy.
it's so exciting to me. At the same time, I get scared, but I love to get scared. It's, like, fun for me. I mean, I'm not, like, really scared, it's almost, like, startled because it's like, "Oh my gosh, I just felt something," you know? It's such a fun feeling, and I love it. Oh, look, Tatiana Perez. Hi, Tati. Oh, I thought somebody was saying they were from somewhere, Tahiti, and it says hi. It's Jose. I was like, "Somebody's from Tahiti?" You know, your eye catches something, right? And I
Yeah,
thought it's
definitely.
me. Oh,
Yes.
Sylvia says she's still from
Yeah.
Virginia City, and wow, the energy in one of the in one of the feelings was overwhelming. Yes, it actually can be overwhelming in some of the buildings. I felt that too, Sylvia. It's not bad, it's just, we're not used to that, and we're sensitive. We're not used to that
Mhm.
energy over being that
Mhm.
much energy in one space.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of history, and I love going to the state capitol here in Sacramento and
Mhm.
just touching some of the walls,
Yeah, the state
you know?
capitol, what a great idea. I usually go to, banks, old banks, 'cause some of the banks, in our area were from back in the day, and they've been up like, they were the train depot back then, but now they're the bank these day, and so they carry a lot of energy, so, I would
Oh, yeah.
encourage anyone to walk in an old building that you're attracted to, and see and investigate for yourself or just get a feeling, of the even from the outside of the building, what you're picking up on it, you know?
And Courageous Wolf Tarot says, "Hello, and the veil has been so thin lately." I agree. And we have a full moon tonight, so anytime there's a full moon, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, and I think that's why I can't wear my hair down. I'm feeling everything so much that it's freaking me out. Last week, I wore my hair down, and I was so excited and proud of myself, but today I'm like, "Oh, I just can't do it."
The
It
full
was
moon the full moon
yeah,
has been I've been feeling it, all week. I was telling Kelly before the show that I'm not sleeping because there's so much energy, but it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's a good thing. It's like, wow, look at all this energy that's available to me. And every full moon, as much as I can, I try to go outside and connect with the moon, right? When it first comes out, when it comes out later, if I'm up around midnight, I'll step outside and really just find this heart to heart connection because there's and take pictures as well, but it's just such a beautiful time of the evening where it's peace and quiet and it's crispy cool out now. So what a great time to connect with, yeah, the moon and the
I
full
do
moon.
like this time of year. I get to wear my warmer clothes and, it's kind of fun and it's not so hot. Am I echoing?
You were in the beginning of the show, but I don't hear it now.
Feel it again. I feel it. I hear it again. I feel
Mhm.
it maybe. Um, Anyways, I love this time of the year because it's not so hot. I mean, in Sacramento, we had a really hot summer for almost the entire summer.
Mm.
We're in the 100 degrees. And I'm so ready. First time ever in my life, I'm so ready for fall and winter.
Good for you. I think we have a cool front actually running through our neck of the woods down here in Palmdale. We have a cool front coming in, so
Ooh,
maybe you'll feel it too. But yeah, it's nice to feel something different other than all that heat we've been having.
oh, the heat's just been unbearable personally. I mean, I'm too old for that heat. Tracy from Scottsdale said hello, and April from Arkansas said hello. I was gonna say Arkansas.
Guys, we are reaching people from all over the world, and we just want to
Canada?
thank
Yep,
thank everyone
thank
for
you.
joining our show on all platforms. And please share our pages, like, subscribe. sign up for our newsletter. Seeingbeyondradio.com is the website. We also want to do a shout out to our other colleague who's behind the scenes, Brianna, who makes this show look so easy and makes us look great and really helps us take your questions or put those questions in front of us. So thank you,
Thank you.
Brianna.
Yes, we appreciate you. As a matter of fact, we got on and I was like, "Where's Brianna? We need her." And then she popped on. So
uh, yeah,
appreciative of her.
yeah. So look, guys, we are in October. As we mentioned, we are coming up upon Halloween. We want to know if you guys, how you feel about Halloween. Do you think it's a happy holiday? Do you go out and get scared? Do you dress up? And what do you do for Halloween? So we'd love to hear your feedback. I usually drive around the neighborhood just to tell you, because there's already houses with skeletons on them or creatures and lights. I love driving around the neighborhoods and looking at all of
Mhm.
the decorations.
Me too. I wish that I could walk around with my computer and show you. I've been decorating at the crystal store,
Have you?
and I did an ofrenda, which is an altar for Day of the Dead, and I put
Okay.
all my loved ones out there, and I've opened it up
Mm,
for anybody to come into the
mhm,
store and
mhm,
bring photos of their loved ones to put on my, and you can print out them. I have a chalkboard with magnets, so you
mhm.
can print out a photo of your loved one, and I have chalk to write underneath their name. So if you wanna come into the crystal store in East Sacramento and bring your loved ones, or if you wanna email me a picture of your loved one and I'll print it out and put it on our ofrenda.
Oh,
I would love to do that. I'd be happy to do that. I just wanna fill it with love from the spirit world and all of our loved ones and honor them. And I've always wanted to do this my whole life, and I just said, "Why not?" I'm doing it this year.
oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. And someone's mentioning they go to a pumpkin patch. She Ann is. I love taking my kids out for trick or treating and to different fall Halloween events. Oh, I love that. And to plus a pumpkin patch, which I've never been. I
Yes,
so want to go to a pumpkin patch.
I love that. I
And
love that.
I love watching Charlie Brown every year. I don't know, I mean, I try to, the Charlie Brown pumpkin, special program, and Anna here on Instagram is saying, "I went to a wedding for Halloween. It was so fun. They danced to Michael Jackson's Thriller down the aisle." Oh my gosh, that
I
would be
love it. That would be
amazing.
so fun.
That is it. Now that's original, right? That is something
Yes.
else. Oh my.
Oh, the name of my crystal store, someone asked. It's called Moxie Crystals, and I'm located in Sacramento, East Sacramento, near Sac State, right on J Street, 5642 J Street, right on the corner of 57th and J, behind the FedEx building. If you're familiar with the area, definitely come check out my store or my events. We have events almost every weekend. We do most of our events Friday, Saturday, Sundays, but there are some during the week. I think tomorrow night we have a Reiki share. Saturday night we have our open mic night for platform mediums. So excited. And because it's Halloween, we're doing Halloween costumes and a contest at the end. So you could win a reading with one of the mediums, or you could win a mystery box filled with crystals and little gifts.
Ooh.
Yeah, worth over $100. So
Oh.
definitely come check that out. Here's a link for my open mic night. It's openmicoctober.eventbrite.com. It's one of my favorite events. We've been doing it every month this year, but this I have one this month and next month, and then we're taking a break and we're going to every other month because it's a lot of work and it's a labor of love because it does not make money, but it's about bringing the community together and supporting all the up and coming psychic mediums, giving them a platform to practice and spread their love. Yes, that's what it's about.
I think it's such a great idea. It's so much fun, Kelly, and that way you have people who haven't been in front of an audience or given a it's a
Yeah,
chance
for
for
practice.
practice night, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
practice, it's social gathering, it's connecting like-minded people. It's a
yes. I
great
love
way.
it.
It's like a party,
It
it's a
is a
party.
party. It's like I get to party with all my friends you know? It's like the fun night, like, we all get together.
Oh,
There's no real stress if, like, somebody's too nervous to go up. We don't force them, you know? I mean, we just it's like casual. If you're
mhm.
up to it, jump up there. If somebody's nervous and they want me to stand up there with them, I stand up there with them. Or if they just wanna, see how they feel. It's a really great opportunity for people to practice and learn. And Sylvia is gonna be joining us. Hopefully, she'll get up and dem. I hope so. I'm super excited. If not, Sylvia, don't even worry. No one's gonna get mad. It's just sort of like feel what you're comfortable with. Feel the energy in the room is always filled with like all these fun, loving people that are excited. And then of course I feed them and give them wine so they're even
Oh,
happier.
yum, yeah. Are you still doing your charcuterie board or
I do a
your
charcuterie
long
board. Yeah, I go all out. Actually, the last couple of ones, Rebecca, my neighbor, has been doing the charcuterie board for me.
Oh, well, she is exceptional at that, right? I
Yes.
know Rebecca. She's very good with artistic and
Oh yeah.
food and
Yes.
cooking.
And we're gonna probably have more sweets this one
Mm.
because,
Oh,
it's
Halloween.
Halloween. I
Got to.
actually was wanting to make a lot of things. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time. I'd have to, like, take off the whole day Saturday to do it, and I
Mhm.
might do that, but I don't know because 'cause I'm also dressing up myself. I have to
Well,
show you. I
we're getting a sneak peek of your costume?
no idea how I'm gonna look, but I am doing the Day of the Dead makeup. Got
Okay.
all of this.
Oh, how lovely. Okay, lovely.
I don't normally dress up, but I feel like I want to.
Thank you. That's gonna be fun.
I don't know how to do the makeup. I'm, like, really nervous, and I feel like I should practice, but then I
Yeah.
feel like if I practice, then I have to, like it might be perfect, and then the next time it won't be, and then I'll be all disappointed.
No, no. I'm sure you could watch a YouTube video or something about it, but,
Yeah, yeah.
Kelly, you're good with makeup, so no problem there.
I don't know. So Sylvia's asking how many people. I'm excited you got a costume, so I won't be alone because I always worry whenever I say costumes that I'll be the only one dressed up. But last year we had this event and there was everybody dressed up. It was fun.
Oh
So
my.
right now we're about 15 to I think no wait, we're about 20 people right now. The last 2 days, which is tomorrow and Saturday, we usually double that. We get anywhere from 30 to 50 people. So people just sign up last minute in Sacramento. It seems to be like the standard thing in Sacramento. Well, before I just took over.
Well,
Cheryl,
of
what
course.
do you have
Go
going
for it.
on? What do
No,
you have
it's
going
great. No, we love hearing about your show and I mean, your store, Kelly, and
on?
all
Aw,
that you have going on. Well, you know what's going on with me right now is I'm having those monthly Circle of Love small group reading events. October's already sold out, everyone. October 23rd is sold out. So I do have November happening, so I encourage people to come. November 26th is my next Circle of Love event. But I'm also doing some other events coming up with other mediums in future months. So I would just encourage people to, sign up for my newsletter on my website, mediumcheryl.com. And I'm holding my weekly healing prayer circle on Sunday evenings. That's always lovely to do meditation and prayer. And that's a free to join event. So people can sign up and share with their friends and family. And then just today, I was working with my energy transformation membership series that I'm doing, where I did a remote healing for people today. And then this morning, I led everyone on a meditation on, a law of attraction and healing and
oh,
getting
I love
spiritually
it.
fit. It's so interesting, this energy transformation membership I'm working with, because the people are fabulous. The guides and angels that are working with us come every month to attend and always giving us ideas on how we can remove blocks or, become
Ooh,
spiritually fit and in tune with our
I
higher
love
self and our
it.
intuition. So, I
That's
mean,
so
that's just going to
sweet.
be even bigger for 2025. So I'm excited about that.
I'm gonna have to come visit one of those.
It's exciting. Yeah, it's
I
exciting.
love it. I could always use an energy tune-up.
Yeah, energy tune up.
That's what I'm calling it, sorry.
No, it's just what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get us all, like, amped up and ready to
Yeah.
go. I love it, I love it. This new time that we're doing is
Mhm.
really confusing, and last week I went over by 30 minutes because
Oh,
I forgot we started at the half hour mark, and I was thinking we started at 6 and I went all the way to 7. We're not gonna do
wow.
that tonight, but I just thought it was so funny, and of course, I really missed you, and I
Yeah.
found that, like, talking to myself, I know I was talking to the group, but it felt like I was talking to myself,
Oh,
and I was just like it was so, different for me. I'll say
well, I know you did so many readings, so it was great
I
what you
was,
offered.
like, in the zone and didn't even pay attention, had it in my head, "Oh, it ends at 7," you
Yeah.
know?
Sorry I couldn't be with you last week, but
That's
I'm so
that's okay. Do
glad
you
you
do
started the
you
season.
do you
Hmm?
wanna do any readings there? Would you rather, like, because I feel like we have a lot of new followers and new
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
Let's do a little interview. Let me ask you a few questions,
Okay.
and then you can ask me a few questions. So for
Okay.
those of you who are new and don't really know us, we thought we'd introduce ourselves since it's the beginning of season 4. And so I'm going to start by introducing Cheryl. So Cheryl Murphy is a psychic medium. She lives in the Los Angeles area.
Mhm.
You work mostly online, correct, Cheryl?
Yes, right now, mostly online, on Zoom or by phone.
And she's amazing. You can find her on her website. So I want to ask you a couple. Just I'm going to ask you a couple questions, Cheryl.
Okay, just right off the cuff.
Tell me, how did you get started in this industry? Like, what brought you decided to be like, "Okay, I'm just gonna be a psychic medium one day."
Well, I always knew I would be studying this field. My lovely mother is psychic and intuitive, and it runs in the female side of our family. I have a great great grandmother who is Cherokee Indian, and my great aunt was hired by the it's a long story. I'll make it short, but it's an amazing story. My great aunt was hired by the Air Force or the government to find a missing pilot and plane, back in the day, which is something you never heard of. But nowadays it's more mainstream. But she did locate the pilot and plane, just to let everyone know. It was a place in the mountains where there wasn't enough radar, sonar, whatever technology we had at that time was not they were not able to locate their team. But my angels came to me, and I had a big experience. My angels came to me and said, "Look, we want you to do this full time." It's like this light came into the home that I was living in at the time. That light came in. I feel like they picked me up by my t-shirt and dropped me into a lifeboat and said, "We need you to be our voice. We want you to do this full time. We're going to help you. We need you because we need to get our voice out there." So I always felt like I was working with spirit. I was working for them. I was trying to get the message of the angels out there, of healing, of working with mediumship. So I do readings where I connect people with their departed loved ones and pets. Also living pets. I work with a lot of animal communication. So I work with mediumship readings, and I'm also doing psychic readings where I help people who find if they're at a fork in the road, or they're having they need confirmation or validation about a new job, a new career path. So I do psychic readings in that way, but also mediumship readings. And I love what I do. It's a passion. I always feel like it's a vocation. It's a calling. So it
Yeah,
feels that way to me.
yes,
Yeah.
and you're a healer too.
I do a lot of energy remote healing. I studied with some older mediums in the past, or older healers of the day, like Barbara Brennan, who I absolutely adore. But she is older now, but she taught so much about energy that I learned from even her books. I learned from other healers as well. So I do a little bit of energy healing remotely with people, whether it's medical intuition readings or whether it's, once again, emotional healing as well.
Love
So,
that.
yes, thank you.
And I'll just say, if you haven't echoing again. If you have not been to Cheryl's, healing prayer circle on Sundays, I highly recommend it. If I had time, I would do the healing prayer circle every week just to go through her meditations alone.
Mm,
They're such beautiful meditations. You really take me to a beautiful place whenever I've done your meditations. But you have such a soothing, loving voice that comes through, and I feel all the energy you put into it.
yeah,
I love your meditations, you
thank
know?
you. Well, they're
but
channeled. They're certainly
I know
channeled, and they're
they're
different every time,
yes,
and I always hear from back feedback from people who join that they how they much they enjoyed it or what they enjoyed about it, how they felt, how their life has changed, so and it's a collective, it's a group, it's all every member of the group is a beautiful healer in their own right, so
it's
we
gorgeous.
love to do that for one another.
And I will say that it is such an amazing group. If you're not
Mhm.
on it on
Yeah.
Facebook, I would join
Mhm.
it. You
Yeah.
know, I think there's so much power in prayer, and
Mhm.
everybody is so active, and when you post a need for a prayer, I feel the energy, like, flood in for those prayers. I
Mhm.
could feel it, and I had a friend that was dying from end-stage liver cancer, and everybody in your circle was praying for her, and I have
Mhm.
to say, we had a miracle. She was on the operating table in Arizona getting a liver transplant. They had her opened when they noticed that her liver had miraculously 100% healed. A week earlier, they were draining her the fluids and she was bloated, and it now functioned and they could not believe it. So she didn't get the liver transplant. It was just a miracle. And I attribute it to all the people praying for her. I mean, it wasn't just your circle. She has a lot of
Yeah,
people praying.
lot of people, of course, and that was
It was a miracle
beautiful. It
because God heard that prayer and he decided it was not time for her to go. She wanted to be here for her son.
And that's one thing that I teach is that every member, whether you're doing this just to learn how to meditate or learn how to tap into your own intuition, whether you're doing this for your personal needs to meet like-minded people or you're wanting to learn more about me and what I do, it's for everyone. Everyone is a spiritual being having a human experience, and we all have the gift of sending
Oh,
love and compassion. And I'm so glad you shared your prayers or her prayers with our group, Kelly.
me too. I mean, and I've had people pray for my husband with his back injury, and I can say that, there wwere times where because he's got a pretty severe back injury, I'm not gonna lie, but there were moments of peace and comfort when I put that prayer request in. I felt people started praying right away because
Mhm.
he started getting some relief. So I believe in the power of prayer. I always have. I think it's a collective of energy from around the world when everybody's doing it from all over. And Cheryl has the most amazing active group ever, so join
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
jealous.
you.
I wish I could have a group like that.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, thank you to the like-minded people who joined the group because I mean it's everyone. That's the beauty of it is it's everyone's heart,
Yeah,
you know?
I love
It's
it.
beautiful.
I love it. And I wanna ask you one more question.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, you also, besides being a healer, you're also a minister or ordained minister, yes?
Yes.
And that makes a lot of sense when you hear her doing her healing prayer circle. It
Yes.
almost feels like I'm hearing a sermon.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
it's
really?
quite
Thank you.
beautiful. Yeah, it's
Thank
very
you.
beautiful. You're a great speaker, and
Mhm.
I really think that's one of your fortes.
Oh, thank
You
you.
have such a good it's like your talks just flow so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And, being the minister or connecting with source energy is, like I said, it's such a love and a passion. And it's very healing to have conversations like this for people who are listening. And
Yeah,
I do feel like we're all being divinely guided on our path. And so my goal is to always help people touch, the light within themselves, right? That's always my goal is to show people, look, if you're having a bad day or if you feel your life is, feeling stuck at the moment, I'm happy to in my work talk or send energy healing or do a reading or connect with you in any way possible to show you that there's a higher guidance. There's a bigger picture out there, right?
yes.
There's a bigger picture to it all.
Well, I love it, and I appreciate you so much, and
Thank
I just want everybody to know how special you are.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Well, now that you've asked me a couple of great questions that wasn't expecting, can
I
we
know, huh? I caught
turn
you
the
off guard.
interview turn the
Go right
interview table around to
ahead. Go right ahead, yes.
medium Kelly Eckhart. So, Kelly Eckhart, I know she's first off, you have an amazing crystal store that we'll talk about in a moment. It's in Sacramento, Moxie Crystals, but you have had other crystal stores just as successful in Huntington Beach. And I had the privilege of working there, studying there,
Yes.
shopping there, being a part of knowing you when you were a beautiful owner. I could see how much love and passion and decoration you did in your store. But I've worked with Kelly for several years and known you for several years. What an amazing medium just to share with people and
Mm,
your personal story about your life, your husband, your sons, your family, your daughter, your pets, and how much you connect with spirit and how giving you are of wanting to help others. When people connect with you, Kelly, they feel that right away.
oh,
So I guess you're welcome. So my question to you is, how did you get started on the path, or how long have you been in business, or
yeah.
what made you decide to become a medium and do what you do?
So it's kind of, I always say, like, I've always had it, but never really, like, wanted it. And it's one of those things, like, you can run, but you can't hide from it. It's always there, I've had it my whole life. And so, my children are all gifted in some way, but of course I never embraced it until the youngest one came along, and he's the reason I started developing, because he started talking about people that were dead when he was like 2.5, 3 years old. And he was talking about past lives, and I was like, oh no, he's just like his mom. I got to fix him. And my initial like idea was to find out and learn more about this gift so that we could shut ourselves down.
Mhm.
And so I found Medium Fleur in LA and went to one of her dems, and I was like, everybody she was reading for, I knew everything that she was going to say. I felt it. I felt spirit. And that never had happened other than I always saw spirit when I was sleeping. I always felt energy when I walked into buildings, and I could feel if somebody had died there. I always felt that. But I'd never really like put thought into it. Like,
Mhm.
and didn't even realize that there was a difference between psychic and mediumship. That's how I ended up at a mediumship demonstration by accident with my children.
No accidents,
Yeah,
right?
right,
No
but now people
coincidences.
don't take their kids to mediumship demonstrations, but I did because I didn't know what it was, and it was just such a, profound experience that I knew I had to learn from her, and through her, I found a child psychologist, um, who I love and adore, Maureen Healy, who was also a psychic medium and a healer and knew all about crystals. And I had her work with my son and help me teach him how to manage his energy so he wasn't so overwhelmed and could sleep, because I never slept my whole life. And he
Mm,
wasn't sleeping. He was just like me. He was my mini me. So I decided I'm going to learn, as much as I can and teach him, but then ended up literally in my first class, the most amazing reading I did, and was shocked that I did this awake. And it was so overwhelming. I was actually bawling my eyes out. And so was the sitter. We were both just crying and hugging. And
mm.
I thought, wow, that was so healing for me as well as for her. And then I told my husband, well, you need to find a bookkeeper. I quit. I'm going to do this full time. And he was like, okay. And I just threw myself into learning everything, and that
Oh,
was around 2014.
mhm.
And so in 2016, 2 years in, my son passed away, and, it was devastating, but I think had I not had this gift, I couldn't have overcome that grief. Losing your oldest son, my 20-year-old, not the baby. And so he became part of my spirit team, like, right away. And was getting me messages through other mediums who I didn't really know, but we were acquaintances. I was getting all these messages. Your son says you're going to quit. And he says, don't quit. And I was going to quit doing the mediumship because
Oh,
I was mad at the spirit world for letting my son die, not giving me the opportunity to prevent it. I felt like they were supposed to tell me, although I know that that was
mhm,
selfish. That's not how it works. But that I got mad and I was going to quit. And about 3 different mediums reached out to me and said, "You know, yeah, I don't know you very well, but I just have to give you this message. I'm sorry." And they're like, "I'm so sorry for your loss. I heard about your son, and I keep having this dream, and he wants me to tell you this." So I had to listen to it, and I threw myself into my work and threw myself into like 2 or 3 different mentorships and was just all in and was in love. And my husband said he didn't mind paying for all of these development classes and workshops because I always came back so happy and so inspired
Mm.
and not like dying of my grief. And that made him happy because he knew I was grieving and I was sad and it was helping me heal. So that was kind of the beginning of my journey. And in the beginning, I dedicated every Mother's Day for the first 3 or 4 years just to moms who lost children because I lost my son Mother's Day weekend and
Mm.
and I didn't wanna celebrate Mother's Day, but I have to a point now where I do enjoy celebrating Mother's Day again, and I know my son loves me to celebrate it, so I get treated like a princess on that day now.
Oh, that
But yeah,
is
that's the short little condensed story of how I got started, and
that's
it's
a
been a dream. Yeah.
that's a beautiful story, and to know that your son is a guide
He
and you're connecting with him and
he
he's
comes through so strong all the time.
mhm,
So many signs and it just makes me happy to feel
mhm,
that connection and feel him still as if he's still here. In a way, he still is. He's just not physically here, but he's emotionally here for me.
mhm.
Yeah, and
How
that's what I
healing.
feel.
And
Yeah.
so now my next question now, Kelly, is tell us, how do you see clients? Are you working on Zoom and phone also, or you have your store? How are you
I
able
do
to reach people?
yeah, I do phone and Zoom. I probably it's like 50-50. I do half of my readings are mostly phone or Zoom, and the other half are in person. I see people at the crystal shop right back here. Those are my client chairs. And behind there is my, that's my altar
Oh,
that
no,
I
that's
made out of a
gorgeous.
palette, and I have all my special things on there, and my loved ones are on there normally, but I moved all their photos out to my frienda out in the store right now. So
Okay.
everybody's out there, and the ashes, because I have some ashes back here, but I moved them out to the ofrenda. Um, I hope I'm saying that word wrong. I'm probably, like, totally butchering it.
Yeah.
Ofrenda. Am I saying it right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, and so, I love seeing people in person. I also love phone or Zoom, and people ask me all the time which is better. To me, they're all the same, but
Mhm,
I prefer phone with no
mhm,
image, nobody because then I could just say things without looking at the body language or getting distracted.
mhm.
I can stay but they're all amazing, and I feel like they're all just as beautiful. A lot of people like to come in person. If they come in person, they get a big hug from me.
Aw, and so where are you located? What's the name of your store?
It's called Moxie Crystals, and we're off of, J Street in East Sacramento, 5642 J Street. I love the store. It's my passion. I'm
Okay.
all about, affirmation. So I don't know if you could see there's affirmation signs all over the store. You
Aw,
can't see them all, but
yes,
they're hung up there and
yes, we
over
see
here,
them.
everywhere. In the store is different. It's very clean, lots of beautiful crystals. I want to say that all of my crystals have been infused with Reiki.
Mm,
I've been learning Reiki. But
mhm,
also, I bought them from somebody who infused them with Reiki.
mhm,
I can say with certainty that 90% of them are, sourced from, what's the word? Someplace where there's nobody it's a oh my gosh, nobody's getting killed or anything to get these
mhm,
crystals. Yeah.
mhm,
I can't say that for all of them because, like, you don't get the history on every one of them.
mhm,
Unfortunately, we do our best. But I'm
mhm,
really proud of the store because the first store, like you said, I had was beautiful, it was tiny, and, it was a lot of books. It was more of a bookstore and crystal store, and this one's really like there's no books, it's a lot of crystals.
wow.
So, and they're beautiful. I have some in the glass cases that you have to get help to go look at. I have big statement pieces,
Uh-huh,
2 to $5,000 pieces, and then I have big tables that we make that are on wheels that we move back here for events, so we have the whole room open, and they're
mhm,
filled with the tumbled and the raw and all kinds of different kinds of specimens of
Mhm.
crystals and rocks and everything, it's gorgeous. I love it, and I have to say I'm so proud because everybody that walks into my store says the energy is so amazing. So I love that, and that's what I
I
wanted to say.
I believe it, I believe it, and also at your store, you have you teach classes, you have other experts in their fields come in and teach what they
Yeah,
do.
we're gonna bring you, Cheryl. You need to
I would
come. We need
love
to
to
get
come.
you here.
I
I
can't wait.
Yeah, we've had AJ Barrera. He has not been to the Crystal Store. He went to my Love and Light Center. So we're trying to get him back. I'm working with them. We've had Thomas John at my other center, but I've been working trying to get him here. Been talking to Cindy Keza. She's probably going to come in April next year. We're still working out the dates because she's filming and traveling and doing so much. But she wants to come and she's going to do a workshop and a dem.
Great.
I just had Michael Mayo. Everybody
Oh,
loved him. He was amazing, and I've had, Colby Rebel a couple times.
yeah,
Uh, and, I think that's it right now, and I'm just working on bringing people here because I teach, but I feel like I want to bring the best of the best to my
mm,
students and to the community, and that
mhm,
there isn't enough of that around here. You have to go to the Bay Area or LA to get these teachers. I wanna
mhm.
bring them here to Sacramento. I wanna
Great,
share them with the community. Yeah,
great,
and I have
great.
a space for it now, and I love that.
Yeah, great work, great work.
Thank you.
Sylvia says, "The energy at your store, Medium Kelly Eckhart, is like being at home." Oh, that's a nice compliment.
That's what I want, so thank you, Sylvia. We have chairs like this out in the store, so, like, the husbands who don't like to shop, they hang out in the chairs, and, they're right in front of the window. It's very beautiful. It feels very homey. We actually like to just come and sit and hang out here and enjoy the energy, my husband and I.
That's
And
great.
originally, I was gonna put a TV back here, like, make it a break room, but I'm like, "We don't need TVs."
Mhm.
There's no
Well,
TVs.
and just let people know your website again. Is it moxiecrystals.com?
Yeah, that's the Crystal Store
Yeah.
website,
Yeah,
yes.
moxiecrystals.com is the crystal store, and then your business email is
Is medium
mediumkelly.com.
it's Kelly at mediumkelly.com, yeah, for the
Okay,
email. You said email, right?
email.
Yeah,
No,
but the
I don't
website, oh, I'm so confused.
that's
The
okay.
ethically thank you, Brianna, that's the word I was trying, ethically sourced. So
There
I
you
have been consciously aware that that is what I wanna ask when I'm buying my crystals, and yes, I
mhm,
have been asking that and trying to get ethically sourced crystals, but again, you could never be 100% sure if that's true, but I'm
mhm.
doing my best to work with really good people that are ethical in the business. Yes. Um,
That's wonderful. I just feel like everyone needs to go by your store just to experience the energy.
I love
And yeah.
it's my own little vortex.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that's great, and then you can do your show, you can do tonight's show from your store, and that
yeah,
way we can
yeah.
yeah, we get to experience that.
I think one day I'm gonna move myself out to the crystal store, but I might have to bring my laptop, but I wanna do that just so I can lift it up and walk around and show you guys.
Yeah, oh, no, it would be a joy.
Yeah.
It would be a joy. So everyone joining us, look, for everyone that's new to us, we are Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We are now our new season 4. We are now on Thursday evenings at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time and 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we're on all social platforms. So please, we ask that you share and like and subscribe and really, join us each week. We do readings, Kelly and I. We also bring on other mediums or other exciting people in the spiritual world and the spiritual field to talk about what they do. And we take your questions. We want you to be part of the conversation. So feel free to make comments, or we email us if you have questions also at what is our email
Oh
address?
my gosh.
Questions. Is it
Questions
questions
at
at
thinkyonradio.com.
onradio.com. See, we took a summer off and here we are. We forgot our
Oh,
email.
here it is, yeah. So next week we have AJ, and, I think we might do a couple readings with him. He's quick, and
That's
he does
great.
really great readings online because he's been on radio forever. So that'll be exciting, but I don't think we're gonna do any readings this week. I feel like we wanted to play catch up. I haven't literally talked to Cheryl hardly at all since June. I mean,
Ooh,
we've texted each other here and there, but
yeah,
we've both been so busy. I feel like we needed to catch up and we needed to bring in all the new people who don't know us and introduce ourselves to get
I
to
know.
know us. But no, like this season, we're really working hard and bringing some amazing guests that are people that we think will be interesting and that we can learn from, all of us.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
we also are gonna work on doing more readings on certain episodes, not every episode, but we're fine tuning out the little wrinkles here. But once a month there'll be a show dedicated maybe to just like readings, right?
Yeah.
Something
Oh,
like
I know, we can't wait, and we really feel that, the months with October. I mean, AJ Barrera is amazing to come in October because he's gonna be talking about spirits and ghosts and paranormal and EVPs and how he started his career as a medium, but he's also a psychic investigator, which is amazing because
yeah,
he teaches psychic investigation.
he
So
does.
that is amazing to hear his story.
And my students absolutely loved his class and they're begging him to come back to Sacramento
Mhm.
and they want to do a psychic investigation with them. They're all excited.
Oh, I couldn't wait. You know what? I did a psychic investigation with AJ on the Queen Mary.
Mary, I was
On the
with
Queen
you.
Mary, oh my
Yes.
god, in Long Beach. Oh my god, so the Queen Mary, right, back in
Oh,
Long Beach, still
and we
there.
did the EVPs. Remember we were getting voices and we got somebody's prison number for a prison in Florida, and there was somebody had been, um, killed off of the bridge, and we were on the bridge talking to the person, and
Mhm.
we asked who killed them, and it was the person who's in prison. They gave us the actual number once he it was pretty awesome.
It's pretty incredible, and we were able to go in parts of the ship that not
I
everyone
did that.
it's just not as easily to get in some of these rooms, but we were able to have access, which
We snuck.
is amazing. That there's a lot of great energy there, and there's a lot of energy there. There's a lot of history there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to take my son there when he was little just to, like, practice feeling energy and
Yeah.
all of that, and he would get some really interesting things when he was, like, 7. I was like, "Whoa, how did you know that?" And he's an old soul, I feel like he came from that time.
And we stayed I remember my hotel room, that I stayed in was part of the older side of the ship, and that's where, the untouched energy was, so there was more of a tactile feeling of the energy in the hallway or even in the hotel rooms. It was very interesting.
April here had her high school prom at the Queen Mary, and they
Oh,
that's crazy, I didn't know they did that back then, because it was
yeah.
fairly new as being opened as, like, a museum back then. I
Mhm,
remember going in '83, so it
mhm,
wasn't they had just opened it, like, I think in '82, '83 as a museum, and my
mhm.
friend's parents took me, I remember, and they told me I had to wear a dress, and I was, like, 13, I was like, "I don't like dresses."
But
But I remember that. It was fairly new, and they were just now allowed like, open it up as a museum kind of at that time. Oh, and a wedding there. It is you know what? I love the place. I love it. I think it's great. I can feel all the things that ever happened on there are amazing. It's pretty cool.
they did such a nice job, restoring it and taking care of it, and it's always in need of help, we know that, so we're always trying to do things to help raise
Yeah.
money for it. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful ship.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and AJ, he's amazing, so please come next week. We're gonna have such an amazing show. I'm so excited. Jules Davis is probably gonna come on next month.
Hey,
Yeah,
great.
because we're not gonna have a show on Halloween night.
Okay,
I
alright.
mean, you could do the show by yourself,
Uh,
Cheryl,
no,
but
that's alright, that's alright,
I'm
I'm gonna be driving around looking at houses decorated, I guess, but
oh, that's cute.
that
I'm
and
gonna
take my
do a
family. Yeah.
den with Cheryl, with Jules. She's coming to Sacramento, and we're doing
Okay,
a den that night.
yes.
Yeah, so if
Great,
you're in
you're
Sacramento and you want something to do on Halloween night, come to the store and you can see a den with, Jules Davis and myself, and she's an amazing medium too.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fantastic.
gonna be a lot of fun. You can, sign up for it right there.
What time does that event start on Halloween? Is it an early evening just to let people know in case
I
they have
think
to?
it's 7:30 to 9.
Okay, something that's wonderful, Pacific time. So,
Brianna, let
uh,
me know. I think it's
yeah,
7:30 to 9. It's an hour and a half show. 7:30
yeah,
to 9, yes.
yeah, that's
We'll probably
wonderful.
open the doors a few minutes early and everything, and I'm gonna probably have snacks and food because it's
Oh,
Halloween, I mean, we gotta have sugar. Um, so I'm sure I'll throw some buckets of candy and stuff out, don't worry. And I always have wine at the store to serve. So,
oh, that's lovely.
yeah, it's
Oh,
gonna be
guys.
fun. And you're gonna go tour houses or, the Halloween decorations?
Well, what I do because of all the kids are not so much in the area anymore, the kids go to that go around the blocks there, they usually have places to go now that, are
Yeah,
designated for
they don't
safety
trick or
reasons,
treat
so
anymore. Yeah.
yeah, so but I love, my family and I, or my mother and I, or my brother will see what's going on, there's a vibe always on Halloween night, there's just a vibe happening, so it's a great time to, stay tuned, be aware, as we mentioned, about the veil being thin, um, honestly, I feel like it's thinner than that, thinner than thin. I'm writing a book right now. I talk about the veil a little bit, but I do feel it's a perfect time to be connecting with your loved ones in spirit.
Mhm.
And like you're mentioning, the Day of the Dead. I mean, these are wonderful times to learn about other cultures experiencing Halloween. In Italy, it means, something, it's a high holy day. I mean, really, the day after Halloween, it's very spiritual, very spiritual. So lots happening.
I love the holiday. I don't like the candy because I don't need it, but I love the holiday.
The
You know,
horror, the horror.
I'm sad because my son's 17 and a half, and he doesn't wanna dress up for Halloween.
I still can't get over you don't like the candy.
Well, I can't eat it anymore, it's too much
Okay.
sugar for me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I have no self-control. So,
Okay.
I don't
Well,
like the fact that I get too much. I don't have self But
so
I'm
so
also sad that he won't dress up this year. He thinks
well,
he's too old.
maybe when he sees all of you, you'll have a cowboy hat or something in the back that he can put on, real quick or something.
I don't know. He's grown up, and it just makes me sad. So I'm that mom that made their Halloween costumes, and I put a lot of work
Wow.
into it. Like, one time, he was a washing machine. That was the best costume. I think he won an award. I
Oh,
made it out of a cardboard box and painted
mm.
it and put on, like, everything, like, he it was such a good costume, I was so proud of it. And
It's
another time I made him a stoplight, he wanted to be a stoplight.
ooh,
So he wore all black, and then I used paper plates on him to make the stoplights.
how creative.
Yeah, and I put a little black hoodie, it was like a black sweatsuit. I had my daughter once, I made her Santa Claus for for Halloween because she could wear red jammies, and then I put little black boots on her and a big black belt, and I filled her little tummy with, like, the jammies with, like, a cushion and made a beard, and she was so cute,
Oh, it's
and
adorable.
she would say, "Ho, ho, ho," at everybody's door instead of "Happy Halloween."
Those are so creative, those costumes.
Yeah,
I love homemade costumes. I
me
think it's so
too.
interesting when you can go in your closet or see what you have and
Yeah, and just
what
make
you can make something. Yeah.
and then another time for my daughter when she was, like, 10, I let her use my wedding dress that I got married to her dad in because 'cause we're divorced, and I certainly didn't want it, and it was never gonna fit her because she's petite, and this girl was never petite. So I stitched it up and made it really tiny and fit her, and we made her like the bride from, like, this, like
Oh,
like a dead bride kind
yes.
of, and we, like, messed up her hair and put bones in it, and she was just really good, and we've done all kinds of fun things. We always use whatever we have in the house.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, how creative, Kelly. Well, you're always creative. I've always known you. You have a good eye for just everything you're doing. You have such a designer's eye, such an
Uh,
artist's eye. You
I
do.
feel like I have the eye for somebody that needs to be a millionaire, and I'm not.
Oh, not yet, not yet.
I'm a millionaire in other ways. It's not about money, it's about
Yeah,
I
there
have
we are.
in love, I'm a millionaire. How's
Oh, yeah. Well, you're a billionaire times 10,
that, right?
your husband.
He's
Yeah.
great. I'm very blessed.
Yes, you are. Well, I know we're wrapping up. Are
Yeah,
we to the end of the show? I kinda hate to say goodbye. I mean, I'm ready
no.
to jump in there. I have all this energy for the first show back or, the second show back, and,
Yes.
there's so much happening in season 4, and we'll be here again next week with AJ Barrera, and then we'll be off for Halloween, but then back in November. But really, if everyone can show up next Thursday, mark it on your calendar, 5:30 PM Pacific, 8:30 PM Eastern, AJ Barrera. In the meantime, just have a wonderful week getting ready for Halloween. It's gonna be so creative. We can't wait to hear all about what everyone's going to be doing still, and we appreciate all of you coming. We appreciate all the new people. We have so many newbies. So, for example, but look, that's what this show's all about is opening and broadening the reach and really sharing the love and the light that everyone has to offer. And we love everyone being a part of it and asking such great questions. And
Yes.
everyone on Instagram, we love you on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube.
And don't
What have
forget
I
to
forgotten, Kelly?
email us questions, anything, or if you have show ideas, email us. We'd love them. We did get an email today, and I'm sorry we didn't get to it, Tammy, but we weren't doing readings, so I'm sorry, but we do read the emails. So don't stop sending them, and we'll
Oops.
have them for the next show. Okay. Oh, there we go. All
Oh,
right.
that's wonderful. Well, guys, thank you everyone for watching. You've been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Good night.